Hello and welcome to the Knights of Thanos. This is part 4 in my series where I'm reviewing the MCU in chronological order. This is when the order gets really weird because it's really hard to tell the order. I'm going by the order that's set out in the canonical graphic novel Fury's Big Week, and that's of course what these three films are collectively called: Fury's Big Week, which is Iron Man 2, Thor, and The Incredible Hulk. In the graphic novel, it sets out Iron Man 2 as first, then Thor, then The Incredible Hulk, even though they were released in a different order to that. So let's begin with Iron Man 2. This one is said to be in the bottom 2 or 3 of most people's lists, and it was going in, rewatching it for the first time in about a year, in my bottom few Marvel movies. But that doesn't mean it's not enjoyable. I really do enjoy this film. It's one of the standout performances of Black Widow, in my opinion. This is probably my favorite Black Widow performance outside of Civil War. I really like Scarlett Johansson in this film, and it's a brilliant introduction to her character, as well as S.H.I.E.L.D. in general. And carrying on over characters such as Phil Coulson and then giving Nick Fury a bigger introduction. Robert Downey Jr. is obviously a massive standout performance in this film. I think he's gives a better performance in this film to the first Iron Man, but then it's just the film that kind of lets it down because all the main characters are really good, including Don Cheadle replacing Terrence Howard as James Rhodes' War Machine. All those people are really good. Justin Hammer's really good, played by Sam Rockwell, who, as you may know, I'm a massive fan of. I really like those characters, but it's just the film doesn't really come together, and the villain of Whiplash, played by Mickey Rourke, is kind of dire, to be fully honest, and is kind of a letdown, seeing as how good the other characters are. And the film suffers from some pacing issues, so I'm going to give that a C. Thor's, like the first Avenger, I love it, and I think it's one of the most underrated of the Marvel movies. I remember watching it for the first time, just being blown away. It's the first Marvel movie I geeked out in when Hawkeye turned up. I really like how they did the character of Thor, no one believing he's Thor, and him having to earn the title. Because if you think about it, Iron Man had to earn his title by making the suit. Steve Rogers earned the title by being a good, honourable person, being a hero before he even had the serum. So they've all earned it, and Thor being a cocky shit to begin with and then earning it, I really like that arc. I really like how I mentioned with Iron Man 2, S.H.I.E.L.D. comes up again, and how it just kind of begins to bring all the MCU together, ready for the Avengers. And this is the first film, like, when they were like, yeah, we're definitely doing Avengers, it's going to be big. And I believe this was the last film before the Avengers, and it really sets up really well. I love every single character. There's not a single character in this film I don't like. I love Tom Hiddleston, Stan Skarsgård, even Natalie Portman, who people attack for the role. I really like in this role. And Kat Dennings, I think, who plays Darcy. I really like her in this role. I like all the supporting characters, the Warriors 3, Loki, as I said, Coulson. And I really enjoy this film, so I'm definitely going to give it a B. Same issues with some pacing, but nowhere near as bad as I feel for Iron Man 2, and this is a much better film in my opinion. Now on to The Incredible Hulk, one of the aforementioned ones that most people have in their bottom 3. This was the first MCU movie I ever watched, and it's kind of like Iron Man 2 at Storm, because it's got such a good cast, so it should have been so much better, seeing as Ed Norton's a brilliant actor, Liv Tyler's a brilliant actress, William Hurt's a brilliant actor, Tim Roth is one of my favourite actors, so I'd expect so much more from this film, but it's not bad, it's definitely enjoyable, but it falls to the bottom of my list because it just doesn't have the energy of what I want in a comic book movie. I think, but that's because I'm not a fan of the Incredible Hulk solo comics. I love him in team up books. I don't really like him solo, and that's probably why I don't like this film as much as the other ones. But as a solo Hulk movie, it's perfect. But in context of the MCU, it's I prefer other films a lot more, so I'm going to give it a C. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of Fury's Big Week films down below.